everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be working on this 0304 Mustang Cobra that is behind me. It's a friend of mine's car. He wants to install an N2mb watt box, so that's what we have right here. I'm just going to run you guys through it, show you guys how to wire it up, how to install it. I usually put these in the glove box, which is what I'm going to do for this car right here. I did have one on my car. So pretty much what this does is it allows you to use launch control and it allows you to no lift shift. So I'll put some clips of my car using launch control and my car no lift shifting at the track right about now. And we're going to wire this up today and I'm going to run you guys through it. I'm going to show you guys what wires you need to tap into and everything. You do have to cut your main harness under the hood for the coil wire. It's the main power that goes to your coils. You do have to cut that. It kind of sucks, but you can reverse it. You could connect it back. You could solder it or whatever. I do highly recommend soldering these, but in today's video, I don't have any solder, so I'm going to do it with connectors, which is also perfectly fine. Just make sure your connections are really good and secure, and it shouldn't be an issue. But let's hop right into this and get this install done, and I'll show you guys how to test it and everything later on after it's done. So for the first order of business here, we're going to remove this bottom trim panel right here. And then that's going to allow you to move the side trim panel right here, which is just a plastic clip like that, and it slides right out. And then next, you're going to want to remove this bracket right here. These three plugs are for your interior. This powers a lot of your interior. These are 7mm. There's two of them, or there might be three actually. No, I think there's two. So there's one here and one here. This bracket's going to come out. I'm going to unplug all three of these plugs just to give myself more room. And what we're going to be accessing, this is the ECU for your engine right here. We need to access this plug right here because we have to tap into the crank position and the throttle position at this plug. That is going to go to your watt box, which I'm not 100% sure which wires yet. I got to look at the diagram online. This is your ground. I'm going to ground that right over here. So let me get the throttle, the crank, and the ground done, and probably run the two wires outside the firewall, which I use on my car. I use the grommet for the ECU wires that go into the engine bay. So that's probably what I'm going to do on this car. And then the only thing left is we're going to have to run a wire straight through the center console to the clutch pedal. So let me get the crank, throttle, and the ground done, and I'll let you guys know what color wires those are at the watt box and what color wires those are at the harness on the car. And then I'll pick you guys back up and we'll go to under the hood after I get the two coil wires ran outside. So I just got done making the connections for the throttle and the crank. The blue wire is going to go to pin 89, which is gray and white. The yellow wire is going to go to pin 21, which is a solid blue wire. I use the crimp-on connectors that you don't have to cut the wire for because you're not supposed to cut the wire on this. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that. Yeah, so you just pop your little plastic cover off the ECU and your wires are all exposed right there. You know, run your wires down nicely. I'm going to tie these out of the way. Obviously, I'm not going to leave them like this. But yeah, so the throttle and the crank are all wired up. So now we are going to move on to this ground wire. And then I think we will do the clutch pedal. And then we'll worry about under the hood because I want to get everything done in here and get the interior put back together before I go and mess around under the hood. So it'd just be nice, just one step at a time. So let me get this ground hooked up. Like I said, I'm just going to go to this bolt right here. It's not a big deal. I'll probably sand this bracket a little bit just to make it shiny so it gets really good contact. But no big deal there, pretty self-explanatory. And then when I get under the driver's side for the clutch wire, I will show you guys which one to hook that up to. And yeah, then we just have the coil left and we will be good to go. So we got our ground hooked up. We got our crank, throttle, signals hooked up to the ECU. We have our coil wires, which I utilized a stock grommet right there. I covered the wires in wire loom all nicely, just so we don't have to worry about anything touching metal and rubbing through. As you can see, they come out up top right here. and then they go right into the harness, which you're after this big red wire. So the red side of your watt box gets connected to the side of the red wire that goes to the plug, and your orange wire connects to the side that goes to your engine. It does have to be connected that way. It does make a difference. It will not cut the spark if it is connected backwards. So make sure you guys connect it the right way. And yeah, so right now, the only thing that we have left to do is to hook the clutch pedal wire up, which I already ran it over there. I am going to just tie this up very nicely and out of the way. I'll probably throw a zip tie up here or something just to hold it up, but I want to make the connection first and see how much excess wire we are going to actually have. They do give you more than enough wire. You're not going to have to add wire, at least for a Mustang. But yeah, so what we're after is the clutch switch. So when you start your car, you obviously press this clutch pedal down, and there's a switch that allows you to start your car. It's a neutral safety switch, pretty much. This is our clutch wire. I just ran it straight through the center. You can see that there's, you know, access through the center console right there. We're going to tie this up again over here, but I am going to connect this, and I will let you guys know which one I connected to. There's 2 wires on the clutch switch. Shouldn't be a big deal, but yeah, so get this connected and we'll test this thing out and make sure it works. All right, guys, so everything's hooked up. The clutch wire, when you're looking at your plug, it's under the dash like this. It's the bottom wire that you're after, and you just splice into that wire. I did already floor the gas pedal. When you floor your gas pedal, this little blue LED will blink rapidly, and then you press the clutch pedal down and it'll pause for a second and it'll start to blink rapidly again. So we know everything's working here. Once the car warms up, because I don't want to rev his car cold, you know, that's obviously not good for the engine. So before I go and give this car back, I'm going to test the 2-step out. It comes set at 4,000 RPM, so we should be right at 4,000 when I go to use the 2-step on it. I'm just going to clean up some of these wires really quickly, and I'm just going to zip tie them up and everything. I do know that everything is working how it's designed to work, so that's good. Like I said, I'm going to let the car warm up. I'm going to test the 2-step. I'm going to see if we could get some nice fireballs out the back of here. Let's see what happens. If it does shoot fire, I will get it on film for you guys, because this thing sounds extremely good. It has Borla exhaust on it, so it's definitely really nice. But yeah, we're gonna see. Hopefully it shoots some fire. Hopefully the 2-step works how it should and everything. I'm just gonna button up all these interior pieces and zip tie all the wires up, and then I'll get back to you guys. Guys, so everything works here. You'll see right here, it'll start to blink fast. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it pauses the RPM when you do that, like so. And if you rev it naturally, it doesn't pause it. So that is designed to kill in between shifts. That is normally what will shoot fire. For some reason, this car is not shooting fire from this. I don't know why, but maybe it just needs to be driven or something. I know mine didn't do it at first, and then it started doing it after a while. But you do have to remember, my car is tuned and everything, so maybe it's like more aggressive timing or fueling or something. This car is pretty stock for the most part. But yeah, so everything works, as you can see. So if you guys want to put an N2mb watt box, you can do it in any car. This is just a tutorial of how to do it on a 96 through 04 Mustang, Mustang Cobra, GT, V6. It should all be the same. But yeah, it's not a crazy hard install. It's a hard install, and you guys could do it if I can do it. You know, I have been, you know, a mechanic for a very long time, but you guys could definitely do it yourself. And it's definitely something good to have when you go to the racetrack and stuff. You get consistent launches in a stick shift car. It's very hard to get consistent launches all the time in a manual car, so this helps you out a lot. And also the no lift shift feature is very nice for when you're, you know, rolling through the gears and whatnot. It definitely makes you a faster driver, especially on a racetrack. So yeah, just to keep that in mind, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope to have some content about my cars for you guys very soon. I actually purchased a welder on Black Friday, so we could definitely start getting into my Mustang and getting the nose chopped off and everything. That'll be sometime, hopefully pretty soon. I do have a couple things I need to do to daily. Nothing crazy. The Jeep's kind of just, you know, been chilling. I haven't really drove it too much because it's cold out. I don't want to get salt on it or anything. I know they didn't salt yet, but, you know, I only take it out once in a while. There is a couple things that I want to do to that now that I have a welder and everything, so it will be nice to work on that a little bit. But yeah, I really want to get the Mustang back on the road, especially after driving my buddies over here. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed what you saw in today's video, I want you to drop a like on this video, drop a comment down below. I've been answering every single one of you. We're well over 500 subscribers now. We're getting there. We're getting to the 1,000 mark. We can start getting ads and everything, and that would be absolutely awesome, guys. Thank you for all the support that you guys give me on every video and your comments and everything. I love communicating with you, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Peace.